I decided to look at my spies this morning. Norway is in communications with someone. Norway says, okay, and what's your plan? How can we cooperate? So Norway is up here. Also, Chile came back on, which is not good. So Norway came up here. Oh, it says received from Redditus. Okay, so Abyssinia sent that message. Interesting. Abyssinia, we'll just say Hejaz and Norway are colluding, but I saw another one up here. Let's go up. Okay, so Hejaz received from, again, Abyssinia. Abyssinia is the mastermind, I guess. Let's see, he says, I think he has a stack of 300 infantry, 50 artillery, 50 armored cars. No. 10 balloons. That's weird. It's weird he said 10 balloons. And maybe tanks, heavy tanks. And at the back, he might have railguns, bombers. I don't know. I don't see. Interesting. So yeah, they're all colluding. That's what I get for not checking all the spies I sent, because I spread out my spies after Spain left. It's almost day 37. You can see Abyssinia, his army is here. I'm curious as to what he has. And this is what I would expect, but he could have a lot more. Because Abyssinia has never taken a city province. Hejaz has the city here of Basra, but Abyssinia just never took this city. My spies is saying Norway is telling him as in Abyssinia that he still plays the game. Kingdom of Hejaz is buying wood, which is horrifying because that means he's industrializing. His resources is also low, which is a good sign. It means that he's using what he can effectively and not stockpiling. Hopefully tomorrow's report gives me intel on Abyssinia. The AI Spain is still attacking me here. My railgun's finally doing something. And I'm just slowly building up my troops. Now I have 3 bombers, 2 here, 1's coming right here. My army is actually really weak right now. I only have 5 artillery in the front line. I'm building more, but I'm gonna sit it out for a while. I'm probably gonna just look dead. Why are you not building a fort? I don't like this queue. It's not working how I want it to. What I will notice is neither of them have balloons. So I really want to move this balloon out of the way so he doesn't see him and start getting an idea. But I also want to see his army. I'm going to wait a little bit and then I'll go. Why does Hejaz have the recruitment office disabled? I wonder if he's hurting on food or if that was just an accident. Things spies tell you. I would have been way more confident if I had my army still. I'm kind of stuck here. Hopefully things change. Now Chile's making ground, which is very interesting. Chile is just pushing through. So we're 7 people now. But yeah, he's taking out the Netherlands. That's exactly what I wanted him to do. So it's great. You can see him in the suburbs right here. Chile would be an easier person to fight. I think if I got a major victory between these two and had the city, I could just do 3 and then 4 as my city centers. But we'll see. I got time and honestly, I got way too much time. It's about to be day 39. Spain came back. He's actually been worse than the AI. You can see him back here. He was trying to consolidate troops here with artillery. My Air Force took him out last night, and I just moved troops here to defend him, but this is good. I need to just kill him with artillery fire and get a win. So I've been dealing with Spain, been dealing with AI Mexico. Chile's back in the game and has taken 2 cities. Chile and Norway are in a secret alliance. Norway's fighting Japan. Netherlands is fighting Chile. And Abyssinia and Hejaz are in alliance. From talking to them, Abyssinia is their leader and Hejaz is willing to lose the game because Abyssinia is teaching him how to play the game. So it is what it is. I guess Russia's here too. You know, Russia's going to be a player too. I've been playing defense. Nothing has happened, but I'm starting to push. Where am I pushing? Well, I've built railroads finally, and you can see my 2 railguns coming in. Just because the resources of these suburbs is so high, 12,000, and there's not even a railroad on them, I'm thinking I can take this. You know, it still leaves these open that are touching Abyssinia and Hejaz. I think that would be good. I actually don't need the capital. I would like to take the capital before them, but right now I'm going to just try to like wipe the suburbs out, take them, not hold them, make sure they don't revolt because I don't want to lose them to someone else, and then come back around and just start clearing these cities. Because if I do push, or if Abyssinia and Hejaz push against me, I don't want to have to deal with this AI that has so many troops. I'm going to start peppering them down. I don't know if Abyssinia has an air force, but Abyssinia doesn't have a city center. He has an obscene amount of provinces though. So he's either getting oil from Hejaz city in Basra, or he's just buying it off the market, which seems expensive. I thought he would be really tight on energy. He's also going down the line. And what I mean by that is he's clearing everything here. He's at war with all these people. He's probably going to be at war with Denmark soon. I don't understand that. When it comes to the kill count, he's much more competent than Hejaz. So I don't really understand his strategy. But when I look at his army, I see a lot of artillery. You know, I had that many artillery and I lost them in cavalry. So I'm going to assume he doesn't have enough resources to build airplanes and railguns. My second step is to attack him. Now I'm slowly going to build a railroad here, and then I could start peppering this city. I also may attack here, but that's going to be later on, and I'm probably going to have to repeat myself anyways, but that's my thoughts. With Hejaz, I know Hejaz he's also allied to Dutch East Indies. There's so many alliances. It's crazy. Abyssinia has convinced Norway to attack me too. Norway just asked if I'm still playing the game because I've just been defending, and Mexico's back. Colombia. Hejaz is not as competent in the game. Hejaz will have the fancier units, but I'm hoping I can just outmaneuver Hejaz and beat him that way. Now I know he has 2 bombers already, and I just hope he doesn't have fighters. Oh good, Norway doesn't have a lot of oil. It's a lot of money. So Norway doesn't know how to use the stock market, which is great. This is them talking about me. They're trying to decide what happened when I lost ground to the AI. I need more reports. I want to see how Abyssinia is doing things. I know Hejaz is building railguns and bombers. If Hejaz doesn't build fighters, I'll win out that game. I'll just have enough fighters. I only have 1 right now to take out his bombers. I'm dedicating 2 buildings, 2 factories right now to every other bomber fighter, and then I'm going to end with a railgun. And I'm going to just play it from there. I think if I did that and I got enough fighters, I build artillery. Trying to get my artillery back in, I build cavalry when food prices... this is high for me because most things on the stock market are at 1.1. In a few days, I only have 15 artillery. That's so bad. If they only knew how weak my army was, they would have attacked me. But maybe Abyssinia is not using spies. Now, he just started using balloons here, but I'm not in first place anymore because Chile took 2 city centers. Now, Chile's not competent, so I don't expect him to hold it, but it is what it is. I'm hoping Chile is a wild card, even though he's at war with so many people, that he starts fighting Abyssinia. Well, honestly, Abyssinia could just take that city. I don't know why he doesn't. Expect this to be really slow because I have to build my army up. I would have already attacked him if I had my old army. But what are you going to do? All right, so he sent out his balloons. Abyssinia did. And I sent out my bombers. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to take out all 3 of these bombers. But it's been really interesting to watch Abyssinia move. Now, I'm taking out this guy, and this guy, hopefully. But his army here, and here have been breaking off, going together, moving this way, moving that way. And overall, I wasn't expecting this. I thought he would have a game plan for this. Now, he put these balloons in because I have my balloon here. I was looking at the newspaper, and this is from 3 days ago. This is day 36. It's day 39 now. His army is bigger than mine at 7.2%, where mine is only 4.68%. But his ally, Hejaz, is only at 3% at 14th place, which is great because Hejaz has the oil. So I'm thinking Abyssinia's army is just a bunch of infantry and his just, artillery that he's grown over the course of the game. If I get enough time between that, I got 1 balloon. Good. If I get enough time between them, I should get enough artillery on the field. Now I'm building a railway right here. In a few days, I'll bring the railguns over and bomb them. I'm not as worried about Hejaz. Now Hejaz can mess me up, but I was thinking Hejaz was so much stronger. I feel like we can get this done and I can win, but it'll be tough, and I'm optimistic, which is always a good sign. I always like to make someone dance and see how they move. His movement was unplanned. He was not ready for this. Now, he's a great wordsmith. He's convinced Hejaz and Norway, maybe Chile, definitely the Netherlands to team up. But I tell him no. All right, it's the afternoon and it's day 40. My opponent, Abyssinia, has an obscene amount of heroes, which is fine. They're actually level 0. I didn't realize this until now, but you start at 0. You don't even get a star. So I would be really frugal with these heroes because their upkeep is so high. I would use them, but I would be very aggressive with them just to dispose of them. They would go off and not be needed for a while. Maybe a little skirmishing suicide missions. But anyways, I'm sending my bombers here. Now, he's already broken up his forces. I was trying to get these cavalry. If I had a couple more bombers, probably in a few more days, I would feel confident to blow up this army because there's not too much air defense. But right now, it's too much. Now, he's also bringing Orhan and his armored cars to try to intercept. So I'm going to pivot when I get close enough. I'm going to divert it to this group. So I have my balloon here. My balloon is going back and forth to aggro his artillery. And that's what I really want. Now, his artillery is not defended well. We could look at the entire army group and it's 20 defense on air, which is what I want. I'm going to keep doing this for days until I've secured the parts of Baghdad that I want. and that I have railroads which still need a day and 18 hours to build here. I've stopped the railroad up north in Tajid and started building an aerodrome because Hejaz has tried to kill my balloon, but they were unsuccessful. My little stunt last night, splitting my bombers up and knocking down his balloons, really got Abyssinia pissed off. And I'm surprised Hejaz only has these 2 bombers. Now, like I've talked about before, Hejaz is the weaker team member, but he can build fancier. Abyssinia is the stronger team member because he has no oil. He doesn't have fancy units. That's why he's so heavy on cavalry. If you're wondering what this is, so I had a spy and it told me the location of this hidden fort. That's why you see 2 of them. He's not cheating. There's nothing wrong here. It's just the units are spread up. You can see the 33 artillery, they just moved, which makes me think, oh, so there's 222 plus this 28, 250. So he has about 25 artillery and maybe 1 balloon here. If anything, I should just bombard this city. That would be fun too. Maybe I'll do both. That'd be great to get that fort level down. I'm not too worried about it. I'm very convinced that the railgun can hit at this location, but we'll see. It'll be close. I may do that. I'm going to mess him up. Now, Abyssinia dances in a very odd way, and he just moves back and forth all the time. He doesn't really have a plan to deal with having no firepower, no air power. This is just to give him feeling like he's doing something, even though he's not doing anything. I'm actually just delaying my invasion of him because I want to go for Baghdad. And I actually want to go for the suburbs first. I don't know if I really want the city center right away because I have so much oil already. I really want the wood and the steel. Food's always good too, but there's just so much. I need it so I can start churning out more units. Start using up my oil. Now I have my fighter sneaking. You can see he's in a truck. I love to not fly when I'm about to surprise someone. My capital, I'm about to finish a fighter in about 3 hours. The goal is to form up here with my other fighter. We are going to sneak over here where I'm building an airdrome, a landing pad, and then at this spot, I'm going to take out his bombers. If his bombers go back home, I'm going to use my balloon again to draw him back out. I haven't seen a fighter yet, so I don't know if he has one. And I also don't know if there's an airdrome here, but last night there wasn't. I'm also not too worried about that. The fact that he's moving armored cars makes me think like he doesn't have an airdrome. I'm going to start scouting that out. Lastly, Norway has been asking me for oil. He must have watched my clip from yesterday where I mentioned he was out of oil for my spy report. I told him he needs to go down the river here and attack Abyssinia. He's not going to do it. That's my terms. I'm not going to give him oil. I'll give him oil every day if he just goes down the river and messes with these guys. Now I'm feeling pretty confident. The newspaper this morning is showing me catching up to Abyssinia in army power. That means time's on my side and I don't need to be the aggressive one. Now, I love to distract people like this. Like, what is his accomplishments here? Trying to get my bomber, trying to get my balloon. Like, it's me going after him. He's playing defense. I do think I want to hit this fort. I'm debating the fort or the artillery. The artillery's more important, but I think it would be funny if I could knock this fort out. Oh, and the balloons are injured. Yeah, I did kill one of the balloons. Yeah, so he doesn't have a lot here. He probably has just 1 balloon, 25 infantry. I may pivot. I want this armored car, though, to keep moving. So I want this armored car to get as close and far away from either his artillery, his home spot here, and so I can just get some damage on him. I'm trying not to spend too much of my bomber's health. Last night, I took out Hejaz's battleship with my bomber squad. The movements that Hejaz has done is what I expected. Now, this map is not designed for navies, so you shouldn't build a navy, but he put his battleship right here. I just set my bombers to take it out, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing to Spain down here. Now, Spain built a battleship. Spain's back. When day change happens and my bombers heal up a bit, I'm going to just bomb this battleship and take it out. Now my railroad has completed where my railgun can start moving in, and I found out, look here, I can reach. I actually have some little distance too, so that's good. So that tells me he can't reach me if I turn my railroads off, but I can reach him. So this is a great spot. By the time I get there, it'll be 20 hours, and it'll be like in the morning, and he wakes up earlier than me, or he goes to bed later than me. It's one of those. I have to be defensive when I go to bed, so this would be dangerous. I need to do this when I wake up. I should start bombing. Now I'm moving troops to help defend it when I attack tomorrow, but my goal is to not show off my artillery. Now, most of my artillery are right here. How many artillery do I have now? So I have 33. They're not all at the front line, but I have 33, which is what I used to have, which is crazy to think. But I need to hide my power level on my artillery. So by doing that, I'm not going to have them here. So I'm only going to be raiding when I feel safe to do so with the railgun, and then I'm going to head back. So I need enough infantry to stop his like 15 armored cars to decisively kill them so we don't get stuck into combat. But I also bring my heavy tanks and my cavalry and balloons as escort. That'll be tomorrow. The siege of Baghdad's going well. This railgun here is doing its job. It's aggroing the AI, where the AI will move to Baghdad, then the AI will move to the suburb army, and then the AI will move and attack me in waves. And honestly, that's how I should have done it. When I play this map again, that's how I'll do it. I also can't reach a railgun to the capital, building another railroad here, so I will have a lot of time before I can even take Baghdad, which is fine. I think the extra resources are worth it, and they also make me have progress while I'm kind of stalemating because I had to build back up my army. I've also diverted my spies. Now I had spies everywhere, and now I've consolidated them here, and I'm just doing 5 military spies. Now for those who don't know what a military spy does, it will destroy their infrastructure, specifically the military ones. So it's forts, production buildings, things like that, where an economic would be more resource focused, and you actually like steal resources. If I took out Hejaz, because right now I think he's making too much oil, so he must be giving it to Abyssinia, and I was only fighting Abyssinia because he has no oil provinces, I would put economic spies here at his oil fields. And here, yeah, his oil's so low. He has to be getting oil from Hejaz.